Hello everyone, I am here yet again to talk about more books while playing Tetris because that's something I enjoy. Whether you enjoy or not, I will keep on doing this until the day I die. So today I'll be focusing on one book or one duology, and as you can tell by the title, it's the Six of Crows duology. Yay, it's everyone and their mother's favorite book. To be honest, I don't know if I can say something about this book or anything that hasn't been said before, but I will continue talking about it because it's been on my mind ever since the day I finished it. And in order for me to move on, which I don't think I will have to talk about it to someone, and since my friends are already annoyed by me just ranting about books all the time, I decided to just post it on the internet because probably no one's gonna watch this anyway, so haha. So first things first, I'm gonna talk about the plot of the book. So Six of Crows is set in the Grishaverse, which is kind of a spin-off series that takes place after the Grisha trilogy, and it follows a new set of characters and a new set of plot. It also takes place in a different setting as well. So our main character, Kaz Brecker, is this ruthless, greedy, money-hungry, murdering bad boy kind of character, and he would literally do anything for money. He's also incredibly smart, and he also stole my heart. Okay, I was already smitten by him before reading the book, but reading the book just Kaz is just so ruthless, so sexy. You cannot even imagine. So our boy Kaz is offered a job one day. Well, it's not like a job, it's kind of a heist sort of situation, and this heist could give him the chance to become so rich, but in order to go through this heist successfully, he needs the perfect team, and this is where the rest of the characters come in. So he goes around and gathers a bunch of characters, bunch of people, in order to put this team of misfits and outcasts. So there's Inej, there is Nina, there is Matthias, there is Wylan and Jasper, and each one of them is just so good. Oh my goodness, what can I say? Good set of characters, good plot, good dialogue. I'm sold. Now, if you haven't read this book, or you haven't heard of it either, which you're living under a rock, to be honest, but the book isn't really focused on the heist. I mean, yeah, of course, that's the premise of the story, but it's very character driven, which I love. I love a good plot, don't get me wrong, but characters really get me sold on a book. Good characters are just what I'm looking for. If you give me a good plot but the characters aren't well written, then I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna enjoy it as much, because I love falling in love with characters. I love getting attached to characters. I love dreaming about characters after I go to sleep. I love having these fantasies in my head about these characters. It's just how I live. So if you don't give me a good set of characters, I will be so disappointed. And let me just tell you, I was not disappointed with this set of characters. So one of my other favorite tropes is in this book, and that is the found family trope. I can't elaborate more on that. They're just a bunch of characters. Some of them didn't trust each other at the beginning, but they grow to trust and lean on each other, and they just become a family, and it's just so good, and it pulls at my heartstrings because it's just that good. Character relationships, friendships, romantic relationships, angsty romance, it has it all. There's nothing that this book doesn't have. It's just beyond perfect. Beyond perfect. You thought this was gonna be a book review, No, I'm not a book reviewer. I don't review books. I mean, occasionally I write reviews, but I'm not good at reviewing books. What am I, an intellect? No, I just love ranting about books in my free time. That's just what I do. I usually do it in front of the mirror, so I decided why not do it in front of 10 people that are gonna watch this video. So, yeah. So, if you're interested in reading this book, this duology, well, let me just warn you first. If you haven't read the Grisha trilogy, and this is your first introduction to the Grishaverse, then you might be confused at the beginning because of all the terminologies and magic and all that stuff. It's not really described, it's not explained in the first pages in this book, in this series very well, but it's all explained in the Grisha trilogy, so a lot of people might be confused at the beginning, but don't be discouraged because you'll get used to it, you'll get through it, you will understand the more you read, you will just get the hang of things. That's all I can say. Just push through and you can do it. I believe in you. To be honest, I enjoyed the second book way more than the first one because the characters were way more developed in the second one. They were developed in the first one, obviously, but you just got more of those characters and what they went through. In the second book, there was just so much. The second book was just so packed. There were so many times when I just had to take time to process things because so much was going on in the second book. The first one was kind of slower than the second one, but Crooked Kingdom just kept me on my toes from the first page. It was just amazing. Guys, it's amazing. I should use more words to describe this, but I can't because I lack vocabulary. What can I say? I'm illiterate. One of the other things I really enjoyed about this book series is how well the multi-perspective was done. I'm usually not a big fan of multi-perspectives because in a lot of the books I've read where they have multi-perspectives, I can't tell the perspectives apart because all of them sound the same. They don't sound distinct. Sometimes I just have to go back and try to remember from which perspective I'm reading in a lot of books, but this was not the case here at all. Each perspective was so distinct and each character was just so good. Oh my goodness. And I just loved reading from each one of those characters. There was no point of view which I didn't like. I didn't have a least favorite perspective. I didn't dread reading from any character's point of view, which is a sign that this is it, guys. This is it. Now, this series or duology deals heavily with backstories and flashbacks, which is again something which I am not a huge fan of in books because sometimes I feel disconnected when a story has a lot of flashbacks. I feel disconnected from the plot and the timeline, but it was done so well here. I I didn't feel disconnected at all. It was just so smooth, so well placed, and it kept the pace going even with all those flashbacks, and the tone was consistent even with these humorous dialogues and light-hearted scenes. The dark tone was still there, and I still wonder how Lee Bardugo was able to do that. That's amazing. Wow, I have no words. Anyway, it's definitely a favorite of mine now. I will continue rereading it till the day I die. And all I can say is read Six of Crows for a good life, clear skin, and happy times. Be ready for angst, drama, romance. Oh my goodness, I just love everything. I want to talk about it for another 20 minutes, but obviously I can't do that, so I hope you enjoyed this rant. I'm just ranting, just what I do. I have nothing planned really. I'm just saying what I feel, and yeah, that's what I do. I honestly have no idea what the point of this video was, but I still hope that you enjoyed, even though I doubt it. My opinions don't matter, obviously, but I just thought I'd put my rants on the internet. What's the harm in doing that? Am I right? There's still a lot that can be said about this series. I will never be over it, but I guess that's it for this one. So I hope you enjoyed. Please don't bully me because my audio quality sucks. I'm broke. I don't have a microphone. Just using my cheap ass phone recording this. So yeah, thank you and goodbye.